What's up, Print Hustlers? Bruce from Printavo, Simple Shop Management Software. We're in Blue Island, Illinois, just outside Chicago at Marathon Sportswear with Jim Pico. We're just walking around his shop. He's got a beautiful setup here with an awesome company, a lot of legacy and history built into this place. Really excited to be able to take a look.
Welcome to Marathon Sportswear, guys. Up here is our sales area, so we've got our sales staff, and this is kind of where the order process begins. They making and taking orders all day long. Once they go in through sales, they usually end up in the art room, and we have 4 artists on staff. 2 are here right now. This is Steve and Ed.
What's up,
So they're
Steve?
working on art.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
So we got production artists in here. They're making sure that the art is ready to get printed, proofed out. They're creating, they're producing art, sending out proofs to the customer for approvals. Once the orders get approved, the artwork goes back into our screening area. This is our production area. We've got 8 automatic presses and 3 manual. We've got some heat presses, some stamping machines, labeling machines, bagging machines. Low cost, high volume printing, high quality. Turn around as much as we can.
When did you guys start the business?
Business started in 1980, and my dad started it in our garage in Beverly. He was a school teacher and a high school football coach, and he was an avid runner. So he would go to these races, and he'd get a t-shirt at every race.
Yeah.
And he thought, you know what, this is a lot of t-shirts. I think I can capitalize on this. So he got a manual press.
Is it this one?
No, a lot
okay.
smaller than this one. And a little dryer, put it in our garage. The name Marathon Sportswear, he's a marathon runner. That's where the name came from. And we've grown ever since, a lot of hard work. His partner Andy Devine and him over the course of time grew the business into something really special. I'm his oldest son, and over the course of time, all of his 6 kids have been in here. And right now, there's 5 of us working in here. So we've grown.
A lot of shops are also family owned. Like, the dynamics of it, and
it's got its ups and downs. You know, the nice thing is that you can count on the family members. You know they're going to work. They're going to be here. You know they're going to be committed and dedicated. And at the end of the day, that's really the most important thing. You know, every family's got issues, and they surface here occasionally, but for the most part, everybody works really hard. They try and carry on the legacy and the tradition of the company, and you can count on them.
how about like the transition of you to that CEO role, and just creating your own direction, right? Because you're like now the leader. I'm sure you have different views and opinions of where you want to take the business. Did you have trouble pointing it in the route that you were wanting to go, or?
No, not necessarily. When I came back in about 12 years ago, so we tried to kind of fortify all those normal business principles to catch up with what we were selling and what we were printing to make it more of a modern business. And we've been able to do that.
How did you modernize the marketing aspect?
Well, for years it had been word of mouth and cold calling. We actually hired a marketing firm a couple years ago to make a professional marketing structure to give to our company that we've never had before. So whether it's blast emails or better kind of telemarketing or better contact and reach with customers that we think would be good, not just a general population, but a customer base that we're going after. And part of the modernization is kind of automation. And what goes on here is, I'm going to bring you in here.
Yeah, let's do it.
For years, we would print out acetate film with a negative on it, with the image, and we would tape it onto
Burn it in.
a screen, and then we'd put it on the light table, and we would expose it, and the image would then be, burned onto the screen. You'd wash it out. Well, about 4 years ago, we got this direct-to-screen imager, and we got another one, a smaller one, just a few months ago. We expose it here. Once it's exposed, we can load up to 4 into this machine, and rather than manually having to wash them out like we used to, within 2 minutes it washes out the 4 screens. I think those machines have been the greatest advancement we've made since I've been
Really?
here. Because
okay, the eye images.
yeah, because then not only is it a quarter of the time, maybe less, to burn a screen, but it also then lines up with the tri-lock perfectly. Whereas, you know, when you're taping it here, it was always off. We didn't even use the tri-lock because it wasn't worth it. Probably 5 years ago, one guy running this whole kind of operation in a shift could probably shoot maybe 100 screens. Now he's able to get like 300 shot in an 8-hour shift.
That's unbelievable.
So
one person.
One person. And then I'll take you over to the other side and show you the Ecotex, which handles kind of the back end.
The reclaiming.
Yeah, the reclaiming. He's shooting a new image on the screen. Here it is, ready to go. All we have to do is dry it, tape it up, and it's ready to go into production for printing. Once that order is printed in production, we bring the screens back here. We peel the tape off, we scrape the ink, we load up two, and we give them a little spritz of the chemical, and then they come into the Ecotex machine. So all the chemical is contained. That's our chemical water mix. It holds 100 gallons. We replace the mixture every month or so as it starts to break down. Rinses out, it reclaims the screens. It takes 5 minutes to do 2 screens. And what happens is, after the 5 minutes, it drips off. It comes out fairly dry. There's no waste. It's rinsed out. And then this is Jose.
What's up, Jose?
How you doing, man?
Good, Bruce.
He'll take 2 out, and he brings them in here, and then he just gives them a final power wash. We can get about 120 done in an 8-hour shift here. Now, since we're getting 300 done there, this is too slow. So we're gonna get another one of these. We first got the STE about 4 years ago. Then we got the auto coder, same time. We put in the tri-lock system, same time. And then about 3 years ago, we got the Ecotex. And then last December, so about a year ago, we got the second. Oh yeah, we got the Eco Rinse and the second auto imager.
Got it. You feel like those are things you would have done earlier too now that you're seeing the improvement? Or?
Yeah, that's a win to me because then you know they're working. You know, they're always a risk. You never know. Even though he's an honest guy, you never know if it's going to work or not. So, you know, to know that they work, I'd much rather get something a little later and have it work beautifully than get something early or at all and have it not fit what we're trying to do.
How many people do you employ here at Marathon?
It's somewhat seasonal, but we're at about 75.
So,
yeah.
Have you gotten more middle management to help, or how do you keep everybody motivated, help retrain?
We have a very low turnover rate. Again, it speaks to our employees. They're wonderful. We've got nice employees in management positions. Again, family members in some of those positions, which helps. You know, we've got a couple production managers who do a really good job. So, you know, it's not perfect, but by and large, we don't have a very big turnover rate, so there's not a lot of retraining needed. We automate. Well, yeah, does it eliminate a job? In the short term, it does. But in the long term, as we grow, get more business, and we reposition you know, even that temp who we had to let go because of, say, this machine, or the 2 temps, the full-time employees stayed on in a different capacity. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully within a year, we've grown to the point where we need to hire 2 or 3 more people in production.
And what was your split between retail and contract?
Our direct-to-customer type stuff is about 55%.
Okay.
And then our what we consider contracts about 45%.
Gotcha.
So, you know, the contract is great, but you can't just run the machines all day long without making a profit. So you got to be able to, we feel, to supplement with direct-to-customer, which takes more time, but we need more people, more salespeople, more artists, more production people. So that's good, and you know, the margins are better because there's no middleman in those scenarios. Now here's our inks back here. Mostly still plastisol, but we've got a lot of water-based and discharge that we're working on.
Some specialty you see over here too.
Yeah, we've got specialty ink. You know, I'd still say 95% of what we're doing is plastisol. So yeah, this right here is our production. It's kind of a U with the autos down here, here, and over there, and then our manuals over there.
What prompted you to look to buy another auto?
We had the capability to run 10. Our oldest press we scrapped about 5 months ago. It just wasn't, the upkeep wasn't worth it anymore. So now we're down to 9, and our second oldest is not in great shape. So while we're only running, you know, at most we run 7 presses in the morning and 7 at night. You know, I like to have some redundancy. Plus, you know, we haven't had a new press in a few years. It's probably time.
Going into 2020, what do you feel like are the goals that you're setting out to change or improve upon? Or what are you thinking about?
We want to increase our customer base. We want to generate some new customer niches. We want to get a lot more into the schools. We want to get a lot more into businesses, direct to business. Our 2 big niches are, you know, obviously contract work, but we've got the running community, which is wonderful. We print for about 1,500 races a year. And then the other part of it is kind of lumped together schools and special events and businesses and kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. Well, I want to really target in on businesses, you know, mid-level businesses. And I want to see how this sweat ink takes off. You know, so I want to market to mid-level gyms, you know, within the Midwest. You know, they can buy 50, 100, 200, 500 of these sweat t-shirts. So when their customers are working out, they get hidden messages revealed as they sweat. Yeah. Maybe it's their name of their gym or their logo or something like that. And then increase with the schools as well. We want to market, we want to grow through marketing and kind of go from there.
Very cool. Awesome, Jim. Yeah, no, I appreciate the honesty and just showing us around. It's been great.
No, I appreciate you guys coming in. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys coming down. It's wonderful.